live. Alright, audio's now live. You ready for the intro?
Let's do it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started.
Medic!
I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 840 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today is the 15th of June, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day, Mark.
Happy Father's Day, Chris.
And joining me today is our stalwart companion, Mr. Mark Wright.
Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. Yes, today you have got the bold duo, the Smooth Operators. What else?
That's right.
The Dome Patrol. What else can you call us?
We're just one dome short of the Blue Man Group. So if you wanna join us, let us know. We're looking for more shiny caps. All right, so we're in for a treat today. Greg's out doing something strange, I'm sure, and Kim said that she's got to chase down some raccoons, and so it's just Mark and I today. Fun fact about today in 1752. Benjamin Franklin conducted his famous electric kite experiment. I'm sure you've had some experiences with electricity in your line of work, Mark. Any fun stories about electricity?
Yeah, many. Although most of my electricity is 12 volts DC, so a lot of it won't kill you. But I remember quite a few years ago, there was a guy was working on I don't know if you get Peugeots in America, but it was a Peugeot 309 GTI. It's going back in the 90s, this. And he'd ordered this wiring loom for the engine because the injector's wiring loom was damaged. And it took 3 weeks to come from France, this wiring loom, and it cost a lot of money back in the 90s. So he fit this wiring loom, and he had a petrol leak, what he didn't realise, and then he set the brand new loom on fire when he tried to start it up. So we had to wait for another wiring loom to come from France. But yeah, many shortages and hitting spanners on battery terminals by accident and starter motors, and yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, I teach electricity and magnetism, and sometimes doing demonstrations, I tend to zap myself quite a bit. Although even lower voltage, I'm usually dealing with a couple of AA batteries, which is just enough to remind you not to do that.
Yeah, I've had a few whacks off the high voltage side for spark plugs and that, and that gives you a kick. But there's no there's no amps to kill you, but it gives you a right kick. But
the voltage will give you a jump.
Yeah, so I'm not too bad with electrical stuff. It's understanding the theory of it and how potential difference works and everything. But there's a young lad at our place. He has not got a clue of electrics. If a bulb doesn't work and he replaces a bulb and it still doesn't work, he passes it to me. He has not got a clue. So yeah, I suppose some mechanics are like that. We don't do the electrical side, but yeah, I've always been fascinated with the electric side.
All right, I used to be okay with the electric side on my personal autos, but now they're so complicated. I don't even get under the hood.
You need a degree in computer science now to even diagnose one.
There you go. Speaking of electric, it's off screen for a moment, so I'm going to bring this guy over. So this week joining me is Luxo Jr. from the Pixar films.
Pixar, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so this is actually a Lego Luxo Jr. And I won't take it apart on live here, but what's fun about this one is like inside the ball are all kinds of little color theory tiny builds that look like all the Pixar characters.
All right. Okay.
And the Pizza Planet truck is inside the bulb, so it's
cool.
That was a fun one. Oh, I just broke it. I'll have to fix it later. That was a fun one to put together. Lots of fun little Easter eggs. Let's see. Since we're talking about fun facts, today is happy birthday to Emily Woods. And today, happy birthday to Neil Patrick Harris and Ice Cube. Famous birthdays on June 15th. So welcome. We're going to spend a couple minutes talking about what's happened to us this week. If you would, please, Mr. Wright.
Story time, here we go.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
Short and sweet.
That was
mine.
the short version.
I
like it.
have them short and sweet.
Speaking of short and sweet, it looks like not a lot of us, or both of us, didn't have a whole heck of a lot going on this week. But I'll let you go first.
No, it's just been a really hard week at work this week. A lot of big jobs, so I've been coming home absolutely shattered. So a lot of clutches, and I've even got an engine swap on the go. So yeah, top tip for those of you who got cars: check your oil regular. Because this customer we've got didn't check his oil, and his oil light has been on for 6 weeks, and he didn't think to check his oil, and his engine's been making a bit of a funny noise for 3 weeks, and then it came in on the back of a tow truck, and when you start it up, it's going dang 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 dang. It's really bad, and his engine is completely shot. It's beyond repair. It's absolutely catastrophically broken. So everything's worn out. So yeah, it's costing him a new engine. So yeah, top tip: check your engine, guys. But yeah,
So I was going to ask: is that a new engine or is that a new car?
Yeah, new engine. Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
2017 Hyundai or Kia, one of the other, same thing. A Hyundai i10. So yeah, it's like a Kia. It's only a little thing, 3-cylinder thing, but yeah,
Okay.
it's costing him. And a brand new engine, we're having trouble getting, and even a recon one. So he's actually had to get a good known second-hand one. So I'm fitting a second-hand engine to it, and that's costing him. That's
All right.
$1,000 just for the engine.
Hmm.
Then there's all the labour. So yes, it's just a hard week at work, and it's been really warm.
1.5 liters.
1 litre. It's a 1 litre. Yeah.
One liter.
Yeah,
I think
1
my
litre.
lawnmower has more than 1 liter.
Yeah. Well, a lot of European cars have got small engines now. So I don't know if you've heard the phrase, the Fords over here, they have a wet belt, so the timing belt is suspended in oil. God knows why they've done that, because it's a disaster. And they're called an EcoBoost, but they've got the nickname EcoBoom because they go boom a lot. Yeah, and they're 1 litres, but they've got a turbo on them, and the turbo gives it a lot of power. There's like 130 brake horse on a 3-cylinder 1 litre. So yeah, we've got a bit of poke in them. So yeah, the technology's advanced a lot.
At 130, I can't fathom. I don't know that we make a car in the United States less than 200.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine merging onto a highway here in the U.S. with 130 brake horsepower and just kind of,
Yeah.
0 to 60 in 5 miles.
Yeah.
All right. Any other fun? Did you get anything fun for Father's Day?
I got a nice bottle of salted caramel Baileys off Jay and a nice card.
Oh.
So yeah. Yeah.
I have the salted caramel Baileys. It is pretty tasty.
Yeah, I've not had a salted caramel one. I've had
is.
a toffee popcorn one recently for my birthday, but not a salted caramel. But I do like
All right.
salted caramel things. And this weekend's been really nice and hot and sunny, so I've been out in the garden today, cutting the grass, because all week it's been raining, so the grass has got really long. So I've cut that today. Got a new bench seat, what we ordered, and I've built that up today. So yeah, keeping busy in the sunshine. And we're free from shackles now. So I mentioned it a week or so ago. We finally paid his mortgage off, so we're now mortgage free, and which is a massive relief. So yeah, it's a really good feeling.
Bravo.
Yeah, really good feeling.
So now it's time for the conservatory, so you can put your bonus PC in
My
it,
PC,
right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, I've been crafty here. I've ordered a little PC trolley, so I can wheel it in and out.
Mhm.
So I says to Jenny, says, well, it won't live in the living room, but if I need to use it in the living room, I can just wheel it in,
There you go.
HDMI into the TV, and wheel it back into your conservatory. And she went, yeah, go on then. So there's ways around everything.
It's like a LAN party. You carry your little PC with your
Yeah.
6 feet of Ethernet
Yeah.
cable, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, just wheel it
Yeah.
in and out. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So of course today is Father's Day. I did get a couple of fun things for Father's Day. The first one is the Dad Joke 3000. So I don't know, you probably don't have Staples over there, which is an office supply
We used
store.
to do. Yeah, we used to do. I think we all shut down
Okay.
over here.
So you're familiar with the Easy button, then the Staples, that was easy. I don't know if you ever had
No.
that ad campaign over there.
No.
They had an ad campaign where they would push the little Easy button. Like going to Staples was the easy way to solve your problem.
Right.
So the Dad Joke 3000 just has 75 dad jokes. And if you want a dad joke, you just push the button.
Is it like random? Or
Why are
have you-
elevator jokes so good? Well, they work on so many levels.
There we go. Why are elevator jokes so
Yeah.
good? So you were asking,
Is it randomized or does it go in sequence?
I haven't pressed it 75 times yet. So we'll find out. Hopefully they're randomized, and hopefully I don't get stuck with the same joke
Yeah.
3 times over. And then my kids did give me this really fun card. It's got Chewbacca, and it
Right.
says, no matter how you choose to spend it, see, play on words.
Yeah.
But when you open it up, it dances.
That's it.
So the things we choose to spend our hard-earned dollars on.
Yeah.
That was anyway. Yeah, that was good fun. It's been a slow week here in the Matthew house. We're getting ready for a vacation here in a little bit, but we did have a little bit of fun. Hopefully, we'll have a nice little Father's Day dinner later on tonight.
Yeah.
Um,
When do you go? Is it next week you go?
I believe 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We
2
go.
weeks. We'll be going.
We go 2 weeks as well.
That's going to be a short show.
Greg and Kim will be on their own again.
That's right. They're used to it. They'll figure it out. Yeah. So we did have one community question, and the asker of the community question happens to be in the chat. So I feel as though we're obligated to discuss it. The community question was, what retro, and he qualifies the statement retro with 80s, 90s, and double aughts. What retro game would you love to see a proper sequel made for in this gen graphics, etc.? Preferably not including ones that have already been remade, remastered. Are there any? Question mark. And I've had a minute to think about this, so I'll answer while you think about it.
Yeah, I forgot totally about this. I've got one what springs instantly to mind, but I'll let you do yours.
Okay. So the first one that I thought of was Contra from the old NES. You remember the 2-player couch co-op side-scrolling Contra shoot 'em up from the old NES. I thought that might be a fun one. Whether you did it in 2D, the sort of 3D 2D thing that some games go with now, or actually made it a 3D platforming shoot 'em up adventure. I thought that might be interesting. What do you think?
Well, I was just the one I instantly thought of, just thinking then it's not that old compared to the retro stuff. I was thinking BioShock. I'd love a remade BioShock with the latest 4K graphics and 60 frames, and yeah, because that game blew me away back in the day. I loved that game.
Like to give him the old 1-2. Well, it did come out in 2007, so according to Jeff's qualifier, that does qualify as retro.
That's good then. That's good. Yeah.
There you go. You've made the cut.
It's nearly 20. It's nearly 20 years old, isn't it? So
nearly 20.
I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I think they put a demo out, and I was instantly blown away. I just loved it. Just right from that opening sequence where you crash into the water and you swim to that lighthouse. It really gets you. It's brilliant, and the atmosphere of rapture and everything. It's just imagine that on today's PCs. That'll just be amazing.
I think with ray tracing now, the underwater world of BioShock could really come to life. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. So there you go, BioShock, or if you want to go way back, maybe a little Contra for your jumping and shooting and platforming fun. So thanks for the question. Anybody else wants to give us a question? You can pop it in the Discord, or I guess you can tweet it at us. And I think we still have a show inbox email somewhere. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone checks it though, but I know Nicole put something in this afternoon in the show questions, and it's not a question; it's more of a statement. She just said, "Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there." So thank you
well,
very
thanks,
much, Nicole. Yeah,
Yeah, she popped in to say Happy Mother's Day to the mothers, so
yeah,
it's only fitting. Thank you. There we go. So great question. Which brings us very quickly to the games that we get for free because we pay for them. We're going to do this a little bit differently this week. I'm going to read PlayStation Plus, and then Mark, I'll have you read Xbox, and then I'll come back for Prime Gaming. Right?
Yep. Yeah, no worries.
So PlayStation Plus, if you're into hoops, you get NBA 2K25. You get Alone in the Dark. You get Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. And I'm thinking now that might be a great DLC for Cyberpunk. It's Cyberpunk, where you make like a band. I don't know. And Destiny 2, The Final Shape, which my youngest, who loves to play Destiny, he said there was a new update coming. I said, well, I thought that was the last one. He says, no, The Final Shape is just the boss. It's not, doesn't mean they're done with the game. It's like, oh, well, that's weird. But I guess we have 16 Final Fantasies, don't we?
Yeah, I can say how many updates has that game had?
A lot. Yeah. A lot. There we go. What are we getting on Game Pass?
So on Game Pass, we now got Kim's favourite franchise, Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Editions. They're on both cloud and console. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, the Master Crafted Edition. That's on cloud, PC and Xbox. Greg's favourite game, Barbie Project Friendship on cloud, console and PC. Kingdom 2 Crowns on PC. EA Sports FC 25 on cloud, console and PC. That's via EA Play. The Alters, I've seen pictures of that. I don't know what that game's about, but it looks interesting. That's on cloud, PC and Xbox. And FBC Firebreak, cloud, PC and Xbox. And there's two more. There's one on the next page. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. I presume that's on everything because it's not written down. And finally, Lost in Random, The Eternal Die.
Lost in Random, The Eternal Die. So you mentioned the Alters. I did play the demo for the Alters on Steam.
I've seen a picture of it. There's like lots of people in this cluster. I don't. It just.
Yeah. So you the way the demo kicks off, you kind of wake up in an escape pod, and you're like one member of a crew, the only surviving member, at least at the beginning, and you have to find your ship and do some repairs, and there's a time limit based on the explanation being the planet you're on is surrounded by 3 stars, and all 3 stars will rise at the same time and basically cook you if you don't have your ship fixed in time. Yeah. So it wasn't something I was going to plonk down $50 for, but I might give it a try on Game Pass. Yeah. So Prime Gaming, we've got Mordheim, City of the Damned, which you can redeem on Good Old Games. The Abandoned Planet through the Xbox Game app. Death Squared, Station to Station, Dark Envoy, Fate, Undiscovered Realms, Gallery of Things Reveries, Jupiter Hell, and Thief Deadly Shadows. And rounding it out with Epic Games, we've got 2 Point Hospital and The Operator. So there you go. The games that we get for free because we pay for them.
Yeah.
So we go ahead.
There's a couple of Epic games available as well. So from the 12th to the 19th of June, there's 2 Point Hospital. I know Phil loved that game, and it's based on the old theme hospital from Bullfrog from many years ago. And did you cover this then? Because this has got the Operator as well.
I was thinking that echo in my headset had gotten really bad and somehow picked up a British accent. But, we'll go with it.
I was typing in the chat. I thought you'd just done the Prime Gaming. I didn't realise you'd done the Epic Games as well.
I pulled an audible on you. It's my fault. Right, okay. But now everyone is doubly sure of the Epic Game.
Right, okay. So it pays to listen, people. Pays to listen and not just like go blindly in. Especially
when you got the rookie host in the seat. There we go. So we talked about the altars for a minute there. Corzon says it's one of those live action style games, altars.
A bit like Quantum Break. That's got a lot of live action sequences on it.
Maybe. I don't think I ever played Quantum Break. So yeah. Any others on that list sound interesting to you?
Not really, no. No. No, not really, no.
I did, out of curiosity, fire up for just a few minutes Baldur's Gate 1 on cloud gaming because I thought, well, why not? And I know there are people who will say they don't care what the game looks like if the gameplay is good. I'm not one of those people.
No, I think that's not aged well, was it? Yeah.
No, it definitely was looking like when it was made.
Yeah, I've actually bought Baldur's Gate 2 because it was only like £3 on CD keys, and that looks aged as it is, but I can imagine the first one's even worse. I'm actually, out of them, I might give Warhammer Space Marines a go, because I've never played a Space Marine game, and then immediately in our WhatsApp group, I've got Kim, Greg, and Nick, aka Womble, saying, you must try it, so I might give Warhammer a go, actually. So
I played one of the Space Marine games. I didn't get on with it too well, but if we're going to get a co-op regular thing going, maybe I'll jump in there.
Right,
that might be fun.
because it might be cool, because I know Space Marines 2 is 4-player co-op. So, because I know Kim and Greg bought that.
There we go. There we go. Speaking of co-op, it's time to tell the people what we've been playing this week.
It's game time.
Today I feel like playing computer games.
It's game time.
So I think you've got a lot to say about one of the games that you've been playing.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go first because my list is relatively short. Most of my gaming time has been taken up this week by Cyberpunk 2077. Which I recognize at this point is a very old game, so I won't talk about it too much. But
this is a DLC you're playing, isn't it?
So I have started the Phantom Liberty DLC, which is an older one. I don't know off the top of my head when Phantom Liberty was released, but that's the one that was previously released, not the one that has recently been announced.
They announced another one.
Yeah, there's a new update coming and a new DLC coming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, AI has failed me. AI is telling me that Phantom Liberty was released on December 31st of 2025.
Right. Well, Wikipedia says 26th of September 2023.
But that seems much more reasonable. So it's a couple years old. The nice thing about the Phantom Liberty DLC is it does introduce a couple of new characters. You get a famous cameo. Idris Elba plays a main character in that in that DLC. Not quite the performance that Keanu Reeves puts in as Johnny Silverhand, but still a good performance. And it does introduce some higher level enemies and some higher level kit and up the level cap. So that's nice.
All right.
As you have pointed out, it is the Outer Worlds. I don't know why I keep getting that backwards.
Yeah, you keep putting Outer Planets, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know why, but in preparation, I think it's out now. But the Outer Worlds 2 is either coming or has come to Game Pass, and so I figured before I jump into that one, I should at least finish the first one. I played most of it, and I got very close to the end, and then I stopped playing it. So. And then, other than the usual suspects, had a nice time with Black Ops on Tuesday and Friday. It seems as though the Andor buzz has worn off, and it's harder and harder in the game of Battlefront 2 now. Fewer and fewer players on there, but that's me done. So let's talk about Jump Ship.
Yeah. So I've seen a couple of videos pop up on my TikTok feed. About this demo called Jump Ship. It's a new game coming out. I think it's coming out pretty soon. It's like a survival thing where you have to repair this ship and take off from this planet, and then like I don't know what the objective is. I can't even remember because I didn't get on with it. And you take this little AI computer thing, and it's humans against AI. Some AI have gone rogue, but a lot of it is on foot and shooting rather than flying, and the controls I didn't find brilliant, and I didn't like the flying neither. I wasn't impressed with it at all, and after about maybe 40 minutes I ended up just uninstalling it. I was not impressed at all. So yeah, it wasn't for me,
So
unfortunately.
day one purchase for you then.
No. And by looking at the videos, though, it looks like a game I'd like, but no, I didn't get on with it at all.
All right.
But I thought I'd try something else to talk about, so I'm not just going on about this one game, but I'm going to go on about this one game. So
Very professional of you. So
Yeah.
let's dive in. Let's dive into Dune Awakening. I haven't played this, but it has been enjoyable to watch the Discord become the
it's a hotbed of
Dune
activity.
Awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about it. What sets
So-
this apart from another MMO?
It's just, I just love it. It's just so good. So it's a MMO survival, looting, crafting, base building type game set in the Dune universe, and it's got its own story thread. It's like an alternate universe to, I can't remember his first name. Atreides, is it Paul Atreides? So it's like he's never been born, but you've been born in his place, and you have to take up that mantle. And you can pick up you can select in the character creation. You can select your background, what country, what world you were born on, what faction you were aligned with, and everything. And then you go through the process. What's on screen now, which is the sort of like Bene Gesserit mother, where you put your hand in the box, and she sort of like tells you you've got to find the Fremen on Arrakis. And it just goes on from there, and you crash land, and then that's when you start doing the survival bit.
All right. Now let me ask.
Yeah.
Since you said in this universe Paul Atreides was never born,
No.
but
But the Atreides family does exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
But do you have the ability as a player character to learn the Bene Gesserit skills, like using
Yes.
the voice?
Yes.
Okay.
When you select your class, you can select 5 classes. So there's a trooper class, which has like a grapple hook, which they call a Shiga Claw, and you can it's in every game, isn't it?
I have a grapple hook.
Yeah, and
I'll
you
be
can
fishing soon.
gravity grenades and all sorts of stuff, and you got a lot of mobility with that, and a lot of heavy weaponry. You've got Bene Gesserit, which uses voice, which is what I picked. So if I'm attacking an enemy, I can go compel, and that'll stop the character attacking me, and then they'll just walk towards me like a zombie, and I can just like take them out. There's Mentat, which is what Phil chose, and they have got a suspended turret which floats and shoots people, and also a shield wall what comes up. And you can expand all of it. There's massive skill trees for each of these classes. Then there's a sword master, which obviously is blade and sword in, sort of like aligned. And then there's a planetology one, which I don't think you can choose that. You can get that in game quite early on, which I've got, and that allows you improve on resources you gather and discovery and exploration.
So let me ask this then. Since you can choose Bene Gesserit as your class, and in the Dune universe, Paul Atreides, as a male who was able to use was considered a bit of an abomination.
Yeah.
Are you forced to pick a female character skin if you choose to be Bene Gesserit?
No, not at all. No.
Abomination.
Yeah, but I actually did pick a female because when you're playing third-person MMOs like this, I think it's just nicer to watch a female running around than a male. That's just me because I'm a bit of a perv like that. But yeah, I tend to pick a female. I don't know why. I don't know. I think Gary picked a female as well. I don't suppose it really matters.
We can all thank Femship, right?
There we go. Yeah. So the the graphics, although it's a sandy, barren planet, the graphics are amazing in it, and the sound is awesome. So, of course, you've got the sandworms. So if you're out in the open sands in the desert bit, you create noise and you get a little noise meter, and the faster you run, the more this noise meter goes up. If you're on a vehicle, it goes up drastically. And there are certain bits of sand what are called drum sound. So when you're on that drum sand, it like vibrates really bad. And when that worm pops out, it is the first time you see it, you're just like, oh my god, because this worm just pops out of the sand. The noise is incredible. I can't recreate it, but the noise is incredible. Then it pops back down again, and then you see the sand shifting, and then all of a sudden its head pops out and it starts coming towards you, and you've got to get the hell out of there. I have died once to the worm, and when you die to the worm, you lose everything. I was on a sand bike. I'd just crafted my first sand bike. It took me ages to get all the resources. I lost that. I lost all my weaponry, all my armour. You lose everything when you get eaten by the worm. Normally, if you die in game, you'll lose a bit out of your backpack, which you can go back and recover, but you only lose a few resources, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, if you get taken out by that worm, you are toast. So, but yeah, it puts a lot of tension on the game.
So do you have to recite the mantra then when you die to the worm? You have to say, bless the maker and his water?
Yeah, and you have to shout, Shai Hallowed!
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, so like the main sort of like base building and crafting that, there's caves what I've got resources, which is on screen now. And obviously, because it's a desert planet, part of your survival is keeping hydrated. Water is a valuable resource, and in the early parts of the game, you are frantically trying to find water sources, which is mainly plants and the dew. You can gather the dew and drink the dew from the plants. Later on, you can start extracting blood from people you kill, and then at your base, you've got a blood purifier, which can then extract the water from the blood, and you can accrue quite a bit of water that way. So mid-game and end-game, water's not as vital because you can get canisters what you can carry water in your backpack and stuff.
Can you get a still suit?
Yes. So yeah, you quite early on you could get the, so what you do is you get schematics, you research them, and then once you've researched them, you can craft them, and provided you've got the resources, you can craft the item, and you get a still suit. So you're basically drinking your filtered piss and sweat, but you got to do it to stay alive.
That's right. Yeah, that's what the astronauts do. So you just
Yeah. You can put normal armor on without a still suit, but then you've got obviously the added disadvantage of not having a water source on tap if you run out and need it. So base building's quite involved. It's there's a lot of options, a lot of types of buildings you can build. You can build some really elaborate and beautiful buildings. Obviously, in the first area, everyone just builds a little square box to get the first base up. But as you progress into the mid game and you go into the second area, they become more elaborate. And you can have, instead of having just a normal door, you can have penta shields. So it's like a big force field, so you can just drive in and out. I've got one of them now. So yeah, it's really good. So once you've got your base established, you can start building things for inside your base. So you can build a fabricator to build things what you can't just craft on your person, because you can only craft very basic things. So you build a fabricator. You have to build a generator, and then you have to supply that generator with power cells. Luckily, there's a lot of power cells in the world, because without that power cell and that generator, your base will degrade with the sandstorms, because there's plenty of sandstorms. So it puts like a blue shield up over your base. Without that shield, Gary found out this the hard way. He built his first base, logged off, came back and was hardly all left of his base because he didn't put power cells in his generators. Yeah, there'll be nothing left.
All right.
So yeah, and then he go into like crafting oil refineries and chemical refineries and all this. Like it just keeps going on and on and on. I'm 45 hours in, level 42. Sort of like early mid game, and I've still got loads of the research tech trees to unlock. There's so much to do, and as you progress, you need more and more rare resources, and these resources are further and further up the map with harder enemies and harder terrain, more harsh environments. So yeah, it's I could talk about it for hours, but I know we haven't got hours and hours. But yeah, if you like MMO or just even survival games, and you like the Dune universe, this is a must, because I've always loved survival, looting, shooting, crafting games like Division, like Enshrouded. Even Palworld has got like a lot of building aspects to it. So this is right up my alley. I've just completely got hook, line, and sinker into this. So yeah, and we've got a private server. We've got a private server running. So if you want to join
of servers,
yeah, there's been a few issues.
Let's talk performance. Let's talk performance. How's it going? Smooth sailing?
Not really, no. Like all games of this type, you do expect a few issues. And so in the early few days, there weren't any issues really. It's only because I had 5-day early access because I bought the Ultimate Edition. If you pre-ordered the Deluxe or the Ultimate, you got 5 days early access. But the main game launched Tuesday, the 10th of June. And that's when the problems hit, because it was open to the masses who was just buying the game after they'd seen all the footage of all the early players playing it and thought, oh yeah, I like the look of that. Yeah, and the servers crashed big time. And particularly the private servers. The private server companies, there's 3 companies running the private servers for the Dune game, which is G-Portal, Nitrado, and I think X-Realms. And all 3 are suffering big time, as well as the official ones. The official ones are having problems. They're just starting to get back into the swing of it now. Friday, they were useless. You couldn't play it all on Friday. Thursday, it was hit and miss. Yesterday and today, not been too bad. Me and Gary's been playing a lot. Gary rescued me yesterday. I got stuck, and I didn't want to lose my resources, and he came to the rescue on his bike. But the only thing is, and it's not a bad thing, because this has helped me a lot to explore. There's no worms at the moment. The worms aren't there.
Oh, there we go.
So yesterday and today,
dewormed.
Yeah, so you can go explore and not have any worries. But when them worms are back, it's going to be a different story. Because what happens is you get random ships just crash into the desert, and these ships have valuable resources on them. So, like on screen now, they're using what's called a cut array, and you're cutting in panels. And this is inside a shipwreck, so there's the shipwrecks across the thing. There's valuable resources in there. But on these ships what crash, you use that cut array to open 3 panels on the crashed hull. But you're on the open sand, so you're creating noise. And I've seen loads of videos where people have been eaten by the worm trying to get the resources. So yeah, it's been a bit of a godsend this weekend with no worms.
You don't want to delve too greedily or too deeply, right?
No,
That's what happened to the dwarves of Moria.
Yeah, it's the risk and reward, isn't it? And that's what makes this game so exciting. Like, I tried capturing the footage when I got eaten by a worm, but for some reason the AMD Adrenaline software doesn't always capture it, and it didn't capture that. I've got a few other fun bits what I'm going to put up on YouTube and put on the Discord. But yeah, I got the bit where the ship actually comes down right in front of me and crashes. And I've got one where the worm comes out right behind me and he's chasing me, and I managed to make it to safety. That was so tense. So yeah, there's a lot to this game. So each week I'll try to do something different because I'll be playing this for a long time.
Sounds good. I've one final question. Is there a player-to-player economy? Like, can you craft and sell to other players, or are there NPC merchants? Like, what's the in-game economy look like?
So in each area, there are trading posts. So you can collect gold coins called Solaris, and you can buy items from traders in the trading posts. You can also interact with another player, real player, and you can trade. So me and Gary tried it, and we got the Steam achievement for it. So I put something in my part, and he put something in his part, and if you both agree to it, you trade it. So that's quite neat. There's not fast travel as such, but in the trading post you can get an ornithopter pilot to take you to different world hubs, which I've not been to yet. I know Phil's been to them, so I don't know what they are yet. But you can travel
Can you
to
fly?
hiking. Can you what? Can you fly?
Can you fly the ornithopter? Can you build one and fly it around? That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. So you first unlock the schematic for a sand bike, which is a 3-wheel bike with like tractor tracks on. And that's quite cool. And then you can unlock a buggy, which is a 4-wheel unit, which can carry a lot more inventory. And I have just unlocked the schematic at, I think at level 40 unlocked, for the ornithopter, the scout one. So it's just a small one, a one-man one.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I want that so bad, because that'll change the game completely for traversing the map. But the resources needed for that are incredible. There's some items I've not even heard of. So I need to explore further into the harder areas of a map to try and find these resources now. So it just keeps drip feeds you these little incentives to go out further and buy more things. But I've seen a lot of videos with people with the ornithopters, and there's an end game part of it as well, where you can go to what's called the Deep Desert. So this is a PvP area in the Deep Desert, and all you see are these ornithopters battling it out, air battles, and then when one is taken out, it crash lands, and then there's a land battle, and it's just, and plus you've got the worm situation as well. So yeah, the end game is it looks quite intense, and I don't really like the PvP side of these games, and luckily there is a part of the Deep Desert which is only PvE, so that's good. But also in the main area what I'm in these main wrecks, they're PvP areas as well, so you've got to be careful. Luckily, being on the private server, so where the private servers work, they have an overall world, and then all the servers, I think there's about 30 to 50 servers in this world, they're all linked. So even though we've only currently at the moment got 6 people on our server, when we go into one of these PvP areas, we can run into people from any of the other servers in our world, and then they can end up fighting us. So, and that's how it works on the official servers as well. So you can actually, on the official servers, you can travel to a different siege. We're called sieges in these worlds. You can travel to a different siege, but you can't build in it, but you can visit it. But if you go to a new world, then you have to start with a brand new character and start from scratch. It seems a bit complicated at first, but when you get to learn the ropes of it, it's quite good.
Now, I noticed in that video, those blades are moving pretty fast. They don't have the slow blade penetrates the shield. No, you don't have that.
You do get that later on in the game. You get the shields, and you get a lot of shielded enemies, and they are a pain. So you have to hit them 3 times, wear them down, and then do the slow blade to penetrate them. Later on, I've not unlocked it yet. There are weapons where you can shoot the bullets, what then like darts, which like stop and hover and then try to penetrate the shield. All
right.
Yeah, there's a lot of story to it as well. So the bit you're watching now is obviously the intro, but you have what's called journeys. And there's trials you do, and then there's different journey stories, and as you complete these you unlock different things as well. So rather than just exploring and looting in that, I'd recommend doing a lot of the story as well, because as you do the story you unlock more stuff to fabricate and progress your base and everything. So yeah, there's a lot to it, a lot of game, a lot of depth, and it's just so fun, and it's great with friends.
It sounds pretty exciting. I might wait a little while. Server issues to iron themselves out. It always happens with these big games. So, all right. Any other last thoughts on Dune Awakening?
No, not yet. No, I want to get more. Once I get my ornithopter, I think I'll have some more stories to tell. So, like on the screen now, that's the crashed one, and you can harvest metals off that. So,
all right, cool. Let's see. That's what we've been playing. We're gonna bypass the Metacritic Madness quiz this week, since there's only the 2 of us. So tune in next week for a hopefully Metacritic Madness quiz. quiz with some more participants. Which brings us to...
We're in the news.
Yeah.
The worm bit just came up on the screen. I was trying to do the worm.
Okay, I think it played. So let's see. First quick news story. Not a lot, it seems, going on in the wake of the big gaming shows. A little bit of a quiet week. But I did see that Sony is hinting at a PlayStation Plus price increase. I don't know how much this... Another one.
Wow.
I think maybe this one's going to come to the U.S. It seems like the last one maybe didn't affect the U.S.
I think it was Canada, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sony has shared a new report with investors that touts PlayStation 5's marketplace gains and the continued expansion of PlayStation Plus subscriber base. The latter has been so successful at adding users to the highest subscription tiers that Sony is already considering a price increase for PlayStation Plus to, quote, maximize profitability. The CEO stated that 38% of all PlayStation Plus subscribers opted for the top two tiers, Premium and Extra. And furthermore, the percentage of PS Plus subscribers on the Extra tier increased 16% to 22%. From 22 to 20 between 2022 and 2024. So what do we think? Is this a Sony PlayStation Plus price increase? Is that concerning? Is that maybe going to drive an Xbox Game Pass price increase? Or do we think Microsoft is happy where they are?
I don't know.
What are we watching, Mark? This
is a PlayStation Plus advert for the
all right.
the June PS Plus games. It's basically like Game Pass, apart from they don't seem to have as many day one games. There's a lot of choice on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's going up, isn't it? Everything is increasing in price. It's just...
Well, I saw that it looks like Microsoft now is going to have some in-house games that are going to come out at $80.
Right.
But if you're paying $20 a month for Game Pass, then as long as you play one game every 4 months, it's paying for itself, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. Everything's going up. I suppose that is the natural sort of trend in things. They did say, quote, that they would add more value to PlayStation Plus subscriptions to justify increasing the price. But we don't know what that really means.
The only way they can do that is to do what Microsoft do and do a day one, day and date release on the premium service.
Which is going to cost Sony, I think, more money because they have not been gobbling up game studios the way that Microsoft have.
Yeah.
So they don't have all the same in-house publishing, I guess. I don't know. There you go. And then quick topic for discussion. Interesting to hear what you have to say. What maybe anybody in the chat has to say. We've got a lot of features that it seems have become quote unquote must-have features in video games. We kind of laughed about the grappling hook in Dune, which seems to be in every game now. Fallout 76 just added fishing, which seems to be in all these games now. It won't be long before Dune has fishing, I'm sure. We'll figure some way to sand fishing.
There's no water to fish.
You just have to go into the Siege where they put all the water from all the dead people.
Yeah.
So, the three things that immediately popped to my mind were romance, fishing, and grappling hooks seem to be in every role-playing game now. Any others that you've noticed, and any of them that you've time for them to go away?
No, a lot of them seems to have these like social hubs. Dune has it as well. The trading centres and the towns where you can travel to, they're mainly social hubs where all the people in even the different Sieges in that world can come together. So, but Destiny's got a social hub, hasn't it, where you can gather, and they all seem to have these social hubs. And like you say, every game seems to have fishing. I don't know. But I've thrown a game me and Jay played a lot of quite recently, just before Christmas. So was Throne and Liberty, and that again has got fishing. It's got social hubs and towns and stuff where you do all the trading and that. Yeah, they all seem to follow suit, don't they? Then there'll be a new trend, and then they'll all move to that new trend. Then
Yeah, they'll all gobble it up.
yeah,
When you mentioned the social hub, the first thing that came to mind is I'm going to say that the anomaly in No Man's Sky. So after you progress
Right.
the story a little bit, you have the ability to summon the anomaly, which is this giant space station. And when you go in there, that's kind of the multiplayer hub, because No
Right.
Man's Sky is so big. You could play, if you never went to the anomaly, you could play No Man's Sky for ages and never see another player. It's just so big.
Yeah.
So it's almost a must there. But I don't know. Any thought? I'm waiting to see if we get any thoughts from the chat on features that just need to die, or maybe we like them. Maybe we like them.
Yeah. Like, I know we keep going on about like nearly every game's got a grapple hook, but the grapple hook in most games is really useful. It's really useful in Dune. So yeah.
Anything to get around the map sooner, or faster, so you avoid a walking simulator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
All
quite
right.
a bit of verticality in Dune, as well as you'd think being a desert, but there's a lot of canyons and rock formations, so there's quite a bit of verticality in the game. So yeah, that Shiga Claw, that grapple hook is quite a useful tool.
Okay. Why? Yeah, I can't think of any others other than those three.
No.
I do think that romance is overdone in a lot of games now, and usually done awkwardly. I'm thinking of like Cyberpunk. You can have a romantic partner, but beyond, it introduces this thing where every few days they'll want to hang out with you, but it's just the same 2 lines of dialogue over and over again.
Right. Yeah.
Either don't have that, or put some new dialogue in there, or something. You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think Mass Effect did it quite well, didn't they?
I think Mass Effect handled it pretty well, because it kind of, you built up to it through the whole game, and then it was just one and done. That was all right. Baldur's Gate handles it okay, because it's not like a recurring requirement, I guess. I don't know. So Corzan is happy with the anomaly for giving away stuff. That is true. Sometimes you just have too much stuff. And Playing Skills says, I can do without romance in a game. I'd rather have integrated part of a storyline.
Yeah.
Starfield romances were in fact very cringeworthy. If you bothered with any of those. Yeah. Cool. So that brings us to our new release calendar. And I'll just jam through these real quick. So we have Gex Trilogy on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC tomorrow. If I don't know what Gex is, but it sounds great. FBC Firebreak on PS5, Xbox, and PC, June 17th. Kitty Builder, spelled with one T. That's strange. On the PC on June 17th. Shadowverse Worlds Beyond on mobile and PC, June 17th. Hellclock, June 18th. The Colony New Haven Chronicles on the PC, June 18th. Become the Moon, PC on June 19th. You Are the Moon. I don't know what that's about. Raidu Remastered on everything, June 19th. Rematch on everything but the Switch, June 19th. And Through the Nightmares, once again on everything, June 19th. So those are your new releases coming up for the next week.
So,
Mark, what kind of...
Kitty Builder.
Go ahead.
Kitty Builder is a Kim game. It's a...
I figured so.
Yeah, it's cats, but you're building a city. So it's like a city building game like Skylines, but in a cutesy fashion. But you're building it for cats. So yeah, it's a very Kim game. There's a demo on Steam now, Kim, so get it on your Steam Deck if you're listening.
she'll catch it in the audio.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any of those others sound interesting to you? I didn't hear anything in there that I'm going to be running out for.
No, not really. No. I hadn't heard of half of these. I don't even know what Through the Nightmares is. That's on everything, so that must be a big release. And
horror games. I'm not there for horror games.
Yeah.
If that's what it's about.
And Rematch. I don't even know what Rematch is. As I get older now, I don't seem to be up on as much now. Before I used to know every new release and everything, but just
so there's a lot. There's a lot. You go on Steam and just see all the new releases every week.
It's crazy.
You can't keep up with it. Okay, so Mark, if the community wants to get together and join a game with us, where can they find us and when?
So on Tuesday and Thursday nights, we do a shooty game, which is usually Halo, Modern Warfare, sometimes Star Wars Battlefront when the hype's going around, and that starts around 8:30 p.m. UK time, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, and 2:30 for Kim time, and it usually lasts at least an hour minimum. So just look out for one of us guys online and jump in and join in. And then we have a double Fatal Fridays. So we have 2 sessions on a Friday. So we have one at 8 p.m. UK time, and then again at 8 p.m. Central time. So Kim normally does the central hosting for that, and either me or Chris do the 8 p.m. UK one. Sadly, I wasn't there this Friday because I'd had a really hard day at work. The Dune servers weren't working, and I took my bottom ball home. So I wasn't online at all on Friday. So yeah, Chris did the honours on Friday. Did you have many people come?
Nice. Kim and Sarah turned up, and we had a nice time playing some Black Ops for a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting shot in the face a lot, but we did win a few matches.
Right.
We did win a few matches.
Yeah.
Sarah made it on the podium, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, come out, and if you see one of us online, just send us a ping. Maybe we want to come hang out. You can get in touch with us if you want to use email. We have ocpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us on the Twitter at OC_podcast. Or you can come join our Discord. It's the future. Everything's nice and organized. See, if you're in the WhatsApp, everybody in the WhatsApp would have had to listen to all about Dune Awakening. But if you're in the future, that's just one channel, and you can just ignore it and only see the things you want to see.
I can
imagine come to the future.
I can imagine Greg, the first day of that channel being created and all the threads in there. Greg will be just mute. Because Greg's
you're assuming that he knows how to mute a channel in Discord or even open it, right?
Yeah. What is that?
There we go. Like and subscribe. Help us out. Maybe help somebody else find a community of like-minded gamers. So I'm gonna start us off with the closing notes. Shout out to Corzan and Playing Skills for hanging out with us in the chat. Enjoyed some of your insightful comments, particularly about Starfield romances being cringeworthy. I'm still cringing. Shout out to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day. And tune in next week for another episode of the Overseas Connection. Metacritic Madness will be back. Over to you, Mark.
Yeah, I want to shout out all the fathers. Happy Father's Day. And a shout out to Funcom for releasing a really good game. And I do feel for them with the server issues. They are getting a lot of grief. And the private server companies are getting a lot of grief. But they have been good because G-Portal, who I'm with, they have given 7 days free extra time on my server time. So I've basically had a free week out of it. So yeah, that's a bit of compensation. So shout out to Funcom. And if you are interested in Dune Awakening and you want to play on a private server rather than the public servers, because the public servers, there's bases everywhere, right? Because there's a lot of people on them, so it's hard to find a good building spot. But with ours, it's a small, nice, close-knit Dune community. So yeah, just hit me up and I'll give you the details to access the server. And that's about it for us, isn't it? I'll let you take us out, Chris.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you same time next week. Maybe Greg and Kim will be back. Maybe we'll just keep them off. Who knows? Take care, everybody.
Stick it to the follicle challenged people. Stick to them. Yeah.
That's right. The aerodynamic show.
Yeah. Oh, outro music. That'd help, wouldn't it?
Thank you
Gotta
for
play the
listening
music
to the
part.
Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.